Originally, I was supposed to film this video last week, but I kind of got distracted with the Hermes Mini Lindy, and I ended up doing a video all about that instead. But this is a topic that I really wanted to return back to, and that is all about brands that will not break your budget. So I already talked about this in a previous video in which I mentioned the concept of diminishing returns, which is just the idea that spending more money on something is not necessarily going to lead to an equal gain in the quality or the benefit of an item. Basic translation, when we are buying a brand name, we're really paying a lot for that brand name and not necessarily the quality of the handbag. So somebody asked me in the comments if I could recommend some of the brands that I think are good in terms of balancing out the quality as compared to the price point. And I started thinking a lot about what are the brands that I have experienced in my lifetime and what I think are really the good brands in terms of really giving value for money. So today's video is just going to be really a list of brands that I think give a lot of value for their price point. Okay, so let's talk about some of the brands that can achieve the luxe look for less. And I've tried to include all budgets in my list, so I will be going from cheapest to most expensive, and I kind of have my list all on this computer right here, so I will be looking down from time to time. And by the way, just a disclaimer, I bought all of this with my own money, and none of these brands are sponsoring me, so if I do mention something, I will be trying to be as honest as I can be about all of the brands that I mention in today's video. Let's start off with the local artisans. And because they don't have the marketing cost that is associated with running a big company or really developing a brand name, you can get a lot of really great deals for very little money. And what I love to do is, I do this whenever I travel, is I shop in small marketplaces and I will look for handcraft goods, I will look for leather goods, and usually you can find a lot of really great deals. One of the samples of this is this bamboo bag, which I picked up in Vietnam last year, and it looks kind of like the Cult Gaia bag, which was very popular, but this one cost me $10, and I can say that the craftsmanship is really good. It's probably exactly the same as the Cult Gaia bag, except of course that it doesn't have that sort of rounded edge right here, although I did see in the same store they did have the exact same as the Cult Gaia bag. I just didn't want to get it. I thought that this one would be a little bit more practical. Another piece that I picked up on my travels is this leather piece right here, and I would say that leather pieces are really good if you are traveling in Europe. I think I got this one in Italy, and it is made out of lambskin leather, but it just feels so nice. And I remember I got this for like around 20 euros or so, which is a really good deal because it looks very much like a Chanel wallet or a YSL wallet, but it just doesn't have a logo on it. And since it is in leather, it's going to last me a really long time. Next on my list is fast fashion brands. And I do know that there is a whole issue of sustainability and ethics behind fast fashion, which is a topic for another video, but suffice to say that if you are buying something, just look for something that is in good quality and something that you will of course love and use more than just once. So for this example, I have something from Zara, and it's a piece of clothing. This is my tweed jacket, and I really think that it gives off a lot of that Chanel vibe, but I actually got this jacket for less than $100 in the sale pile, and I really love it. I think that it looks very elegant, especially if you pair it with the right sort of pants, and I do use this a lot for business meetings. I also love the fact that it is lined on the inside. So I do think that Zara is one of those brands where you can find a lot of really designer inspired items, but at a much lower price point. So just keep in mind the quality, of course. Look for something that will last you a little bit longer, and I've actually had this for I think about 3 years now, and I've not noticed anything in terms of it having like really bad quality or anything. Although I would say, of course, one of the things that you can do to make your clothes last longer is just to really take care of them, whether it is to steam them out before wearing them or just have them dry cleaned rather than putting into the wash. And I think this applies whether or not it is designer or fast fashion. So yeah, I would say that fast fashion brands are a really good place to pick up things that are very designer inspired but cost a lot less. Next on my list is shoes, and this is something that I can talk about all day. So if you are looking for something that is a little bit designer inspired, I would say that Pretty Fit shoes is really good. The only thing is I'm not so sure. I know that they can ship internationally, but I checked out their website and it seems like they do not have like their entire range. So the in-store experience is a lot different as compared to shopping online. And this is a brand that is based in Singapore. They have a lot of really good designer dupes. So if you are looking for like Gucci mules, I picked up this pair for around 60 Singaporean dollars, or I picked up my pair of Todds for around 60 Sing dollars as well. And the best thing was I got like a 20% discount on my second pair of shoes. So I really do love this brand. I will link their website down below. You can check them out. But I remember seeing so many designer dupes and I was just like, I think I am in shoe haven right here. The second brand that I really love for shoes is something that is in Japan only, and I don't know if they can ship internationally, but this is a brand that I always go to because I have very small feet and it's very hard to find any shoes, even designer shoes, that fit my foot. So I'm a size 34 or a size 5, and I'm between a 34, 35 depending on the brand, but a lot of these designer brands really don't carry my foot size. So anyways, the brand that I'm going to mention is Diana Shoes, and they do have a website or an Instagram page. I will try to link it over here as well so you can check it out. And I remember last time I went to Japan, they had these really good J'adore inspired shoes, and the best thing is that they have small sizes. So if you're like me and you are struggling to find a shoe in a smaller size, definitely check out Diana Shoes. The next brand on my list is Charles & Keith, and this is a brand that I used to buy quite a bit from when I was younger. So what I love about Charles & Keith is that they offer a really fabulous selection, whether it is shoes, handbags, or accessories, including sunglasses, belts, wallets, and whatever else. Charles & Keith really has it all. And they're very good at this designer dupes or this designer inspired sort of style. So a lot of what they will sell actually look a lot like the more expensive designer brands out there. Also, Charles & Keith has been so successful in Asia that Louis Vuitton actually bought a stake into the group. So Charles & Keith is actually part of the LVMH group, which owns like Tiffany, Dior, Moyat, and all of these other high-end brands, including Louis Vuitton, of course, as well. So yeah, if you are looking for a brand that sort of has the backing of like a larger brand house, I would say that Charles & Keith would be the way to go. The next one on my list is Fossil, and if you are somebody who really likes leather, more of the rugged look as well, then Fossil is definitely for you. Personally, I've outgrown their style. I mean, it used to be something that appealed to me when I was a little bit younger, but now I no longer really gravitate towards their designs because I find that it's a little bit too outdoorsy for me. But I do also shop their brands up until now, simply because they have a lot of really good style for men. So anytime I am looking for a gift like a wallet or something for a guy, I would definitely take a look at Fossil. By the way, Fossil's price point starts at like around $50 for a woman's handbag. So I think that is a pretty good deal considering that all of their stuff is in all leather. Moving up on my list is Kate Spade, and for Kate Spade I would say specifically to go for their nylon collection, which is available in outlet stores. So outlet store items are usually a lot cheaper than the regular store, and for Kate Spade I would say that it's not really good value if you buy from the regular store, but if you buy from the outlet store, then that's where I really see that they have really good value items. One sample of that is the Kate Spade Miri, and this is actually the second in my collection from Miri, exactly this Miri collection. So I actually had the old version first, and I really love that handbag. I was using it so often that the handle kind of broke, but what I did is I just cut off the handle. I think this is in faux leather, and what happens with faux leather after a while is that it does tend to crumble and it does tend to break off. So I mean, this bag is around like $150 or something like that, or maybe it's less than $150, so don't expect it to last forever. But in terms of their nylon quality, it is really good. So I ended up buying the same handbag again, and this is really the handbag that I use whenever I travel or whenever I am going to a place that I'm not familiar with. And the reason why I really love this handbag is that the nylon just makes it very carefree. The style is one that you can really just put in so much stuff on the inside. It has this back pocket right here in which I keep like my passports, and then I keep in all of like the extra cash whenever I travel as well. So it's just really useful. And the way that it looks is, it is very plain, but at the same time it does have this plate right here which makes it look very elegant. And I've had a few people tell me that they thought that this bag was actually a Prada and not a Kate Spade, and I think that's because of the nylon material. So I really think that anything Kate Spade nylon is a pretty good deal in terms of price point. Still talking about nylon bags, if you are willing to spend a little bit more, Tomy is another brand that I absolutely love. I like their Voyager. I used to have it. I had the Voyager tote bag, and I was using that as a diaper bag or as a catch-all, and I really love that one also for traveling because it has like that back portion which fits over your hand carry luggage, and I thought that was an absolutely great bag. I just ended up selling it because it was just a little too large for what I needed later on in life, so I ended up selling that handbag. So that is a really good brand because I mean, it's just so sturdy, and I mean, I was able to sell it for the exact same price that I bought it for. So yeah, I would say that Tomy is a really good brand. Although Tomy does go on sale quite often, so I wouldn't suggest buying it at full price. Look for a sale, and I remember that I also got that bag, I think at 50% off in duty free. So that's why I was able to get my monies back from selling that bag again after a few years of using it. Still talking about nylon bags, a lot of people ask me about Longchamps. I do feel that in recent years Longchamps has gotten quite expensive, and I think the popularity is partly due to Kate Middleton. I mean, if the bag is good enough for the Princess of Cambridge or the Duchess of Cambridge, it's probably good enough for the regular commoner like us. But in terms of the quality, yes, the quality is really good, but I would just say be wary of the price point, especially here in Asia. I find that Longchamps is just way overpriced. Coach. Moving up the ladder, we have Coach, and Coach is actually a really good brand if you are willing to get over the made in China or made in India or made in Asia sort of stigma. So the thing about Coach is that they do have a lot of very beautiful leather options, as well as they have a lot of designs that really mimic or really look like a lot of the designer handbag brands. One of them that I can think of is the Coach Mini Bennett, and this one is available in all of the Coach outlet stores. It's kind of a cross between the Louis Vuitton Speedy Nano and the Louis Vuitton Speedy Bandolier 25 size. So it's kind of a cross between the two sizes, and it is actually a very nice handbag. It's very well made, and I think it costs around $150. Another one that I would say that's really nice from Coach is the Coach Casey, and this just looks like the Louis Vuitton Pochette Matisse. I mean, in terms of the style, everything is like a copy of the Matisse, but it goes for around $250, which is really good. If you can't get your hands on the Matisse, then I would say to go for the Coach Casey if that is like your sort of style. Another one that I've seen from Coach, which I really liked, was like the Hermes Picotin. And they had one, I don't know what the style is called, but they had a bag that looked exactly like the Hermes Picotin, except that it had a long strap. I was actually thinking of buying that bag for myself, but I just come from the Chanel store and I didn't want to spend more money on a Coach handbag, so I had already just bought a Chanel handbag, and so I ended up not buying that handbag, but I will insert pictures right here. The last one that I would say that I really like from Coach is the Coach Tabby handbag, and this one is popularized by Jennifer Lopez. It's kind of like a cross between a Fendi Baguette and the Gucci Marmont line because of the big C logo, and it is in antique gold hardware, which is really pretty. So this one is also very popular, but it costs a little bit more and it goes for around $350. The next on my list is Tory Burch. I would say that if you are interested in Chanel or you really like the Chanel vibe, Tory Burch does an absolute fantastic job of copying Chanel. So I would say that if you are looking for something that has like the quilting pattern or that has the sort of chains that have the leather that goes intertwined within it, which is very much like Chanel, I would go for something from Tory Burch. The one that I'm thinking of right now is the Tory Burch Fleming line, and this really actually captures the essence or like all of the elements of Chanel with the quilting line and everything, and I really think that it is a very good option if you are looking for like a cheaper Chanel while still going for a designer or a luxury handbag brand. Furla. If you are allergic to the made in India or made in China tag, which by the way, manufacturing processes in both of these countries have come a long way, so much so that a lot of products that are produced in China are of extremely good quality. But anyways, let's not diverse from the main topic here. Talking about Furla, Furla actually is able to maintain its exclusivity or its exclusive image by having 80% of its items manufactured in Italy or manufactured in Europe. So only 20% is actually manufactured in China, and that only applies to like small leather goods and keychains. So I do think that Furla is very good value for money in terms of maintaining that like Italian brand image, and they have such really cute items. Like they have like the collaboration with Hello Kitty, they have the collaboration with like little twin stars, which I think is doing very well in Asia because they seem to keep bringing it back. And Furla has a lot of funky things without necessarily copying other designers. So I do think like Furla is one of those brands that can stand on its own without actually looking like a designer dupe. Faur&eacute. Okay, so this one is a little bit of a jump in terms of pricing because they don't have an outlet store, but if you are able to get this in Paris, it is at a very good price point. And if you are somebody who likes like the Goyard sort of look, then I would say that you could take a look at Faur&eacute because they do have I think like a 30% lower price point as compared to Goyard, which at the same time still looking very similar. In terms of quality, I think Faur&eacute is actually of better quality than Goyard, but I'm not completely sure. I've tried both handbags. I really do like them both. I've used the Faur&eacute Daily Battle Tote. I've also used the Goyard St. Louis, and I think in terms of sizing, in terms of structure, they're almost the same, but Faur&eacute feels a little bit thicker. So Faur&eacute, for those of you who are not familiar with this brand, it's actually a French brand and it has like over 300 years of history, but they used to just make ceremonial arms or ceremonial weapons for royalty. And then after they switched over to hunting goods, and then in 2012 they also started adding in ladies' handbags. So they do have more of a cult following, but I think this kind of leads to a very exclusive image as well. They're also a lot less snooty as compared to Goyard, so they don't mind you taking pictures in their store. And I just find that their sales associates are a lot more friendly and a lot more willing to help you out with exactly what your needs are. So I do like that brand in terms of their service as well, because sometimes when you've gone into a Goyard store, you know how secretive they can be. Outlet stores. If you want to get your feet a little bit wet with more expensive luxury brands, then I would say that outlet stores are the way to go. You can find a lot of really great deals at Gucci, Prada, Givenchy, and a lot of these luxury brands in outlet villages. So I would say like if you are traveling to Europe, to London or wherever, if you can find an outlet store, definitely check those places out. And there are actually certain brands like Prada and Gucci in particular that I can think off the top of my head that have very outlet store specific items. So these are just produced specifically for the outlet stores, and they are a lot cheaper than buying from the regular store as well. Also, I would say Balenciaga is another brand that you should never buy full price for, simply because in the outlet store a lot of their styles are always the same, and then you can buy it so much cheaper in the outlet store as compared to buying it from the regular store. Another one would be YSL, but YSL goes on sale so often that you don't even have to go to the outlet store to get a really good deal on a YSL. The only thing that I think you're never able to get a really good deal on is the YSL wallet on chain in black or in the nude color. So those never go on sale, but all the rest of their stuff seem to go regularly on sale. So yeah, I would say that outlet stores are a really good way to invest in something luxury without necessarily breaking your bank, or which really offer very good value for money as well. Okay, wow, this was a very long video. I think I am starting to lose my voice from this video, but anyways, I hope that this list did help. I tried to be as specific as possible, and everything that I mentioned in this video, I actually have had at one point or another. If you think that there is a brand that I forgot to include or you'd like to also include, please let us know in the comments down below. I'm sure many of us are always looking for quality brands that really are good value for money. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Please consider as well subscribing to my channel. I do weekly videos on luxury. Also, if you are interested in knowing what starter bags I think are really great from Louis Vuitton, I will go ahead and link that video right here. Anyways guys, please do take care, and I will see all of you in a future video. Bye bye.